Hi everyone, this is Mahesh Reddy. In this class, I am going to deal about timer and counting devices. In general, the timers are used for generating delays in embedded applications or for doing multitasking. The timer internally includes a counter for counting purpose. With the help of count, the timer will generate delays. Let us see what is a timer and why timer is used. Timer is a counting device that has two functions. What are those functions? It counts the input events at irregular instances. What timer do? It counts the input events at irregular instances. Why you are saying irregular instance means event may occur at any time. We can't say when the event occurs. So it is termed as an irregular instances. And it counts the clock input pulses at regular intervals because clock will have a fixed period. So we are saying regular intervals here because the pulses will occur at regular intervals only because they are of fixed period. So timer output gives the number of events or pulses counted. What is the output of the timer? It gives the number of events or pulses that is being counted. And see here, why timers? Timers are essential to almost any embedded application to generate fixed period events. For generating fixed periodic events or periodic wake-ups or counting edges or events or replacing delay loops with timer calls, which allows CPU to sleep or consuming less power. See, here generating fixed periodic events means, for example, if you need to blink an LED for every 2 seconds, it is a fixed periodic event. For every 2 seconds, the LED should be on and off for 2 seconds. Then it is called as a fixed periodic event. You can use timer for doing this by setting a delay as 2 seconds. Or periodic wake-ups. Periodic wake-ups means for a specific period you can set the timer and so that it will generate an interrupt so that you can wake up another peripheral or you can wake up the CPU. For that purpose you can use timers. You can use internal counter is there, no? You can use for counting the edges or events that is occurring externally from another peripheral or device. You can replace delay loops with the timer calls. So that what you can do, you can allow CPU to sleep so that if a CPU is in the sleep mode means your controller consumes less power so that you can increase your battery lifetime. If there is no need of CPU, you can place your CPU in the sleep mode by simply replacing delay loops with the timer calls. This is the use of timers. And there are different timers available in embedded applications or controllers. What are they? We are having basic timer, timer ARB, watchdog timer, real-time clock, etc. There are the different timers we are having. These basic timers are simply used for generating delays and generating interrupt after delay is completed. This watchdog timer is used for restarting your microcontroller or microprocessor whenever there is a software or hardware failure. And real-time clock, here real-time clock is used for calendar purpose. That is, real-time clock gives the information of current time and the calendar. That means present time, date means month, year, etc. That is the use of real-time clock. Yes, see, the operation of the timer is controlled by the timer control register. With the help of timer control register, you can control the operation of the timer. That means you can start the timer or you can stop the timer and you can fix up count or down count. It's all done with the help of the control register. And the status flags indicates the status of the timer. And what is the present status of the timer? Whether it generated an interrupt or it is counting. What is the count that means done in the timer? These are all known with the help of the status flags. Next, The various control bits that are present in the control register of the timer are as follows. One is timer enable. With the help of timer enable bit, you can enable the timer. That means you can set power supply to the timer, so the timer will be enabled. Then you can start the timer, you can stop the timer, you can scale the frequency which is coming from the clock generator. You can select up count or down count. Load enable which is used to load the value into the counter present in the timer. As timer interrupt enable, you can provide interrupt generation facility to the timer so that the timer can generate interrupt after fixed period or fixed time interval. Then timer out enable. These are all the control bits which are present in the control register, so that we can control the operations of the timer. Let us see the various states of the timer. One is the reset state. In the reset state, initial count will be 0. That is, timer starts from the beginning in the reset state. Or initial load state, that is, you loaded value into the counter. Present state means what is the value of the counter, present count of the counter. Right. Overflow state, if the value of the counter overflows, that is, reaches the maximum value, it is called as an overflow state or overrun state. Overrun. A running or active state means it's the current state, active state. Next, finished state, it completed the counting, generated a delay. Next, reset enable or disable state. Next, load enable or disable state. Next, auto reload state and service routine enable state. These are all different states which are present in the timer. Next, this is the timer block diagram, a simplified timer block diagram. See here, coming to the simplified block diagram of the timer, you can see here internal clock pulses. From here, the clock signal is given to the counter which is present in the timer. This is a counter which is present in the timer. To this counter, the clock signal is given from this internal clock pulses. Here, clock frequency or clock signal is generated. This signal is fed to first prescaler. Prescaler is one which divides this internal clock pulses or clock frequency by some scaling value and fed that coming frequency to this n bit counter which is present in the timer. Or the initial count value is loaded with the help of the initial count here. After giving initial count here with the help of load enable signal, this count value is given to the counter present inside the timer. And with the help of these bits, as I said, bits present in the control register, timer start bit, timer stop bit and timer enable bit. With the help of timer enable bit, you can enable your timer, that is counter present internally in the timer, and with the help of the timer start, you can start the timer. The counting begins from the value which is loaded with the help of initial count. And after the counting, it is stopped with the help of the timer stop bit. And a timeout signal is generated. That is, you can generate an interrupt here. In this way, then the timer interrupt flag will be set after generation of an interrupt. In this way, the timer works. That means the timer counts the clock pulses which are coming from the internal clock pulse generator. And you can scale this clock frequency with the help of the prescaler in order to increase your time period, or you can decrease your time period by scaling factor here. These are the various blocks which are present in the timer, which are used for generation of delays. Why timers are used? Timers are used for generating delays. Next, see, when a timer or counter becomes 0x0000 after 0xFFFF, this means after reaching maximum value, the counter again becomes 0. That is, after reaching maximum value, it again becomes 0. Then it generates an interrupt or a timeout signal and set a status bit which indicates timer overflow flag, so that another peripheral will recognize that timeout is occurred, so that delay is reached. For example, for every 2 seconds you want to on LED, and after 2 seconds you want to off an LED. You will set the maximum value depending upon the 2 seconds time period. And when the timer reaches this maximum value which you set inside the counter present in the timer, it will again set the timer back to 0. At that time, interrupt will be generated, and the peripheral knows that the desired delay is reached, so that it will take the corresponding action. That means it will on the LED or off the LED. In this way, the timers or counting devices works in.